Ohayo gozaimasu. My name is Cherie, and I watched a Japanese film every day for a week. The first film was AKIRA, a sci-fi anime from 1988, 2 hours and 4 minutes. Directed by Katsuhiro Utomo, written by Katsuhiro Utomo and Izu Hashimoto from Utomo's manga. The leader of a biker gang must stop his friend from using his telekinetic ability to awaken a powerful entity named AKIRA. This is an iconic Japanese anime. I had heard about it a lot, but I never watched it. The poster wasn't doing much for me. I thought it was about, it's like a biker that races, kind of like a speed racer type thing, which is not what it was about at all. It's visually stunning, super flashy. However, I had a hard time understanding what was going on in the story. A lot of that had to do with me reading subtitles because I would rather watch movies subbed than dubbed. And there was so much going on visually that when I'm reading subtitles, I'm not catching everything that's going on the screen. So I missed a lot of the action. It's a very violent film as well. And again, the plot was convoluted. So in all honesty, while I'm happy I saw this, I don't think I will be returning to this movie again. Before there was Squid Game, before there were The Hunger Games, there was Battle Royale, an action thriller from the year 2000, 1 hour and 54 minutes. Directed by Kinji Fukasaku, written by Kenta Fukasaku, his son. Based on a 1999 novel by Koshun Takami. The Japanese government captures a class of teenage students and forces them to kill each other under the revolutionary Battle Royale Act. Battle Royale is a very, very violent film, but it's also a fantastic film. The concept, the execution, the characters, the style. I just love this film. This is the second time I've seen it. And if you like those dystopian, kids must kill kids kind of things, or people must kill people in games, this is your movie. One little fun fact is that they use the same tune, Strauss's Blue Danube Waltz, that is used in Squid Game. So I think that was an homage that Squid Game paid to Battle Royale. Drive My Car, a 2021 drama running at 3 hours. Directed by Ryusuke Hamaguchi, written by Ryusuke Hamaguchi and Takamasa Oe, based on a short story by Haruki Murakami. With the help of his driver, a widowed theater director unravels the mystery his wife left behind. I am recording this on March 4th, 2022. The Academy Awards are going to be presented at the end of this month, and Drive My Car is up for 4. It's up for Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Director, Best International Feature, as well as Best Picture. So we'll see what happens. This is a beautiful, beautiful film. It's so hypnotic. The cinematography is so gorgeous. The characters are interesting. I loved the script. I loved the twists. And there was this great part where this theater director is putting on a play, and he uses multiple languages within the play, including someone that does signing. And so that's like the second film using signing that's also up for a Best Picture award, and that's kind of funny. The only con that I would have with this is that if you don't want to spend 3 hours watching a movie, it'll be a hard one for you. But I loved it. It felt like the right length to me. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what happens. I do believe it will win Best International Picture, and we'll see what happens with the other awards. Ikiru, a 1952 drama running 2 hours and 23 minutes. Directed by Akira Kurosawa. Written by Akira Kurosawa, Shinobu Hashimoto, and Hideo Oguni. A bureaucrat tries to find meaning in his life after he is diagnosed with terminal cancer. The title Ikiru means to live, and it really is about someone finally learning how to live at the end of their life. I have to admit that when I first started watching it, I did not like it. I was bored. I turned it off after 23 minutes. Um, and so technically I watched a Japanese film every day for a week, was really a bit longer than a week. Um, when I did return to the film, then I loved it. After the half-hour mark, when you get into what's normally called the fun and games section, it was wonderful. I couldn't stop watching it. So regardless of its slow opening, it's really beautiful. It's got a bittersweet ending. The actor is fabulous. I loved him. I loved him so much. The script does an interesting thing. In the West, we would have, Act 1, Act 2, Act 3, and probably by the end of Act 3 is when the character dies. Well, in this movie, it's kind of divided into 2 acts. You have the first act where he's living, and the second act where he's died, and everyone is reflecting on his life and what it means. And there are flashbacks, so you still see the character. But it was just a really interesting structure. There is a 2022 remake starring Bill Nighy that is called Living. It made its debut at Sundance in January. I haven't heard anything else about it. So yes, I do really love Ikiru. Onibaba, a drama from 1964, running 1 hour and 43 minutes. Written and directed by Kaneto Shindu. Taking place during the 14th century Civil War. Jealous of an affair between her daughter-in-law and a recently returned soldier, a woman resorts to gaslighting them into believing a demon lives in the reeds and will send them to hell for their transgressions. Onibaba. Sometimes it's categorized as a horror, but this is really not a horror film. Unless you wait till the very last scene. Then I could see how people would call it a horror film. But to me, it was just a drama. The title Onibaba means demon hag. And so that's a commentary on the protagonist, the one who's trying to gaslight the daughter-in-law and the soldier. This movie kept me watching. It was weird, and those are the pros. The cons were that it was not very beautiful to look at, and it had really slow pacing. And there's a scene where the 2 women kill and eat a dog. Okay, so I'm not going to watch this movie again. But it was interesting, and I will always have the image of the demon mask in my head. So that's good. If a movie can leave you with an image ingrained on your brain, that's pretty good. Ugetsu, a 1953 drama running 1 hour and 36 minutes. Directed by Kenji Mizoguchi, written by Matsutaru Kawaguchi and Yoshikata Yoda. Takes place during the 16th century Civil War. A potter forgets his family after being seduced by a noble woman in the city, and his brother leaves his wife for the chance to become a great samurai. Ugetsu was a surprise for me. I loved it. It was great. I loved the pacing, the storytelling, the characters. I mean, the stakes were high. It was so entertaining. And this is one of probably the 2 or 3 from this whole week that I will rewatch. I loved Ugetsu. It's black and white. It's, you have to read subtitles, but it was just a fabulous cinematic experience. The only con I would have is it's got a sad ending. But yeah, really great. I almost didn't watch this one. I almost replaced it with a movie called Audition, but Audition was a co-production between Japan and South Korea, and I'm trying to do just Japanese films. So I said, okay, well, I'll just watch Ugetsu because, it had so many good ratings and stuff. I'm so happy I did. So yes, please watch Ugetsu. A Whisker Away, a 2020 fantasy anime running 1 hour and 44 minutes. Directed by Junichi Sato and Tomotaka Shibiyama. Written by Mari Okada. A lovesick schoolgirl uses a magic mask to transform into a cat and receive the affections of her crush. The final film, coming full circle from anime to anime, A Whisker Away. And the Japanese translation of this title is Wanting to Cry, I Pretend to Be a Cat. Which is so funny. I mean, it's accurate. So I thought that this was a cute film, very Japanese. It's rated PG. It does have a few adult themes, but in general, this is really geared towards teenagers. So, like I said, it was cute. I probably wouldn't watch it again. It's not as classic as an animation like Spirited Away, but it has a lot of similar type of elements. All right, so thank you so much for joining me for this video. I really had a fun time watching Japanese films for a week, and I hope that you found some new ones to watch. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.